here we go. Right, final question. A tour guide wants to find a route around the 8 places of interest. There, you can read them. The table below shows the travel times in minutes from each of the 8 places to each of the other 8 places. Use the nearest neighbour method to find an upper bound for the minimum time to travel to each of the 8 places. Write down the route and give the time in minutes. Okay, so nearest neighbour, you don't really need to write stuff on the table as you do this. You just need to keep your head fairly organised as you work your way through it. So, it's not ideal, but I'm going to write it over here. I think I can fit it in that space. So you're starting at Y. From Y, the nearest neighbour would be Z, which is a distance of 13. This is how I will set this out. So we're at Y, we go to Z. From Z, the nearest neighbour is R, a distance of 8. So we're at R. From R, the nearest neighbour is, oh hang on, we've been to Z. It is S, a distance of 12. From S, the nearest neighbour is W, a distance of 10. There we are, W. From W, the nearest neighbour is, what we've been to R, at T, X. We've not been to X yet, a distance of 8. From X, the smallest value on there, well, we've been to W, we've been to Y, we haven't been to T, so it's T, a distance of 16. I'm not going to fit this in, am I? So we'll go down to here. From T, the smallest one there is, well, we've been to everything except for Q. So it must be Q that we go to next, a distance of 25. Remember, nearest neighbour algorithm doesn't stop. It goes back to the start, it completes the cycle. So from Q, we need to go back to Y. Y is a distance of 43 from Q. So there is my answer. Add those up, I get 135 minutes. That's my route. Then it says, use the answer book, which has the arcs in increasing order. Apply Kruskal's algorithm to this list to find a minimum spanning tree for all 8 places. Draw your tree, give its total weight. I've got that ready for us to look at here. So, remember, this is the one where you take them in order that they're written and reject them if they create a cycle. So RZ, we are going to include. There it is. Very well. There's RZ, a distance of 8. I'm going to include that one. WX, you always include the first two, don't you? A distance of 8. SW doesn't create a cycle, so that's fine. RS doesn't create a cycle. TW doesn't create a cycle. YZ doesn't create a cycle. WY, and that would create a cycle, that would create a loop. So we're rejecting WY. RT would create a loop. Reject that. RW, that would create a loop. SZ creates a loop. TX creates a loop. XY creates a loop. SX creates a loop. So does TY. Are we ever going to get one that doesn't?
It has to be something to do with the Q.
It has to be something to do with Q. So yeah, so all of these are going to create loops until we come to that one. A distance of 25. Any further ones are all connected now, so any further ones will also create loops. I think it was an odd way of writing it out. It's not a great question. What they wanted you to do in the mark scheme was just to show that you'd crossed out WY and crossed out the one before, so XZ. and then QT. It's a lot of crossing out, isn't it? But they only gave 1 mark for the crossing out, 1 mark for the spanning tree, the method, and 1 mark for the answer. And then we need to add these up, and it comes to 88. Part 3 says, vertex Q and all the arcs joined to Q are temporarily removed. Use your answer to part 2 to write down the weight of the minimum spanning tree for the 7 vertices that would be left if Q is removed. So, if we remove Q, well, hang on, what we left with Q is only joined once. So if Q is removed, the minimum spanning tree would be 88 minus that 25, which is 63. That was it, 1 mark. The next bit says, if you're wanting to use your answer to part 1 to find the lower bound, right? The lower bound of the minimum of the what's it called? The travelling salesman problem says you remove one of the vertices, find the minimum spanning tree of the residual, then add that vertex in by its 2 shortest edges. So we've removed Q, we've found the minimum spanning tree of what's left. We now need to add in the 2 shortest edges that connect Q. We've got a table that tells us all of the ones that Q is joined to. The 2 shortest ones in the Q column are 25 and 30. So it's 25 and 30 added back in, giving us a lower bound of 118 minutes as our lower bound. Okay, I had a few people who added 25 in twice, but it's got to be the 2 distinct shortest edges that we're adding back in order to fulfill the algorithm for that. Then the tour guide allows for a 5-minute trip, a 5-minute stop at each of X and Y, a 10-minute stop at T, and a 30-minute stop at the others. The tour guide wants to find a route starting and ending at Y, in which the tour can be completed in 5 hours. Nearest neighbour, starting at Q to find a closed route through each vertex. So we've gone right back to the start. This isn't using your answer found previously. This is a new nearest neighbour algorithm, because remember, nearest neighbour gives a different answer depending where you start. So we're starting the nearest neighbour all over again at Q to try and work out this route. So it did say use the nearest neighbour, so we need to start. We need to do this all over again. I'm not going to go through all the things from the table. I'm just going to write down what I got. Q, the nearest one to that was T, which is 25 away. Then it was W, which is 12. Then it was 8 to X. Then it was 17 to Y. Then 13 to Z. And then 8 to R. And then 12 to S. And remember, the whole point of nearest neighbour, you need to get back to the start. So we return 35 to Q. That nearest neighbour algorithm was better. It gave us a route of 130 minutes, starting and finishing at Q. We now need to work out how that relates to the answer that we're supposed to be going for. So that it said, he wants to start and end at Y. Now remember, we've created a closed cycle that visits every single vertex in doing this. So if we think of that as being a cycle, you just go to there and then you're back to Q, and then you can go around as many times as you want, then you can join that cycle at any point. So that cycle that we found there, another way of thinking about that is that he's going to do Y to Z to R to S to Q, T, W, X, and then he ends up back at Y again. You see what I've done? Y to Q, and then from Q to Y. That's the cycle that he's going to do. We know that that cycle is of length 130. So I'm going to write down the total time that it takes for the whole thing. So he starts at Y. he has a 5-minute stop at Y. From Y to Z was 13. He then had, at Z is a 30-minute stop. From Z to R is 8. R is in the 30-minute stop list. R to S is 12. S is a 5-minute stop. S to Q is 35. Q is in the 30-minute stop. Q to T is 25. T is a 10-minute stop. T to W is 12. W is a 30-minute stop. W to X is 8. X is a 30-minute stop. X to Y is 17. We don't need to stop again at Y because we've already been to Y, we've already stopped for our 5 minutes there. That's the end. If we add that up, that gives us 300 minutes. There you go, that's it. They wanted to see that route. They wanted to see you adding it up in some way to get 300 minutes. That's D1 maths.